In this morning's Business Insight, we told you earlier that Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley announced his nominee for the next city manager. Harry Black is currently Finance Director of Baltimore, Maryland. He met members of Cincinnati City Council last week.
The key is you can't sustain and prosper by just balancing budgets. We have to find ways to go beyond just balancing budgets, which is what we did in Baltimore with respect to the 10-year plan.
Assuming Black is confirmed, his tenure may be short. Councilman Christopher Smitherman, a key Cranley ally on City Council, is proposing the city switch to an executive form of government on January 1st of 2016. Under that proposed overhaul of the city charter, the city manager, who is currently the city's CEO, would be eliminated, and Cincinnati's mayor would become the CEO with the power to hire and fire department directors. Council member Chris Smitherman joins Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio with more on that proposal. Gentlemen.
Peg, thanks. Christopher, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Rob, for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. This can be very confusing for people, even if they follow Cincinnati politics and government really closely. We used to have something called a city manager's form of government, which meant the mayor was essentially a grip and grin, here's the keys to the city, smiled a lot kind of person. We changed to strong mayor a couple years ago, but we didn't go to what you're proposing, which is an executive situation. Talk to us a little bit about what the difference between what we have now, strong mayor, and what you think would be better for the city.
Some of the key differences, the current mayor is involved with the legislative process. For example, as we submit legislation as a member of council, the mayor has the power to refer that legislation or not refer it. It's called a pocket veto. In this situation, the executive mayor would just preside over the meeting but have no legislative process. But the executive mayor, like Columbus or like Cleveland, would sign contracts, would hire and fire directors, all directors, whether that's the police chief or the fire chief, and the accountability would be solely on the shoulders of that executive mayor. And currently, right now, my sense is, Rob, that when the citizens want accountability, it's unclear who actually is in charge.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And over the years, you keep hearing that the cities that are doing the best right now are the ones that do have sort of a centralized figure who can really be the CEO. The mayor, John Cranley, is obviously supportive of this.
Yes.
It would give him a lot more to do. But how about you? Why are you supporting this, and why did you even go further and actually get this thing rolling?
I think this is really good for the city of Cincinnati. So, taking out personalities, thinking big picture, what will be the best structure for the city of Cincinnati over the next, 100 years. And I think to make us competitive as our mayor is traveling around the world, not just the country, that I want our mayor in that room for the person that they're talking with to know they're talking to the boss and the person who is making the call at the end of the day. And I think that clarity will be good for business. I think it will be good for the constituents of the city of Cincinnati. And I just think right now it's time. Now, I want to say publicly, I'm very supportive of the mayor's nomination, Harry Black, for city manager.
Right.
He, at that point, would just become the chief operating officer. But the executive mayor has the power to hire and fire that executive chief operating officer without the confirmation of city council. And that's a key difference, because that again continues to show the buck stops, Rob, with the executive mayor.
So a lot of work has to be done here before this will become a reality. But last question for you.
Yes.
Would you be getting different types of candidates for this job? I mean, you have to be getting different types of candidates if this would go through. People that are used to or wanting to take a job as city manager because they essentially get to run everything.
Right.
They may not be interested in being a COO, or is that even an issue?
I don't think it's an issue, Rob, because the executive mayor has the power to hire that chief operating officer. What ends up happening, though, is that decision of who they hire to run the city falls right back on that executive mayor. So it's just an important decision for the executive mayor to make.
Well, good luck with this, and you make some great points, and we'll have to see how this shakes out.
Thank you so much, Rob.
All right,
Thanks
thank you,
for having me
Christopher.
on.